So welcome everybody to Infusionsoft Advanced. This is our first module. So thank you for being here, whether you're here live or whether you're listening to this recording. Let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to really concentrate on what are called referral partners, which are affiliates in Infusionsoft. So today's entire course will be around referral partners. We're going to look at how to set up the different programs that you can set up for referral partners, how to add, edit, update, and view the different resources, so promotional resources. If you've ever done any affiliate work, maybe with your clients or yourself, a lot of times when someone's asking you to promote their products or services, they provide you with what are called promotional resources. A lot of times it's written for you emails or broadcasts. It might be some banners that you can put on your website. So those would be promotional resources. The tracking links are what you give your affiliates. That's how it tracks back to them. So if they were to do a sale for you, that tracking link is what provides you the information to know where that commission is going and who has referred that business. So tracking links are very important. And a lot of times I have found that when it comes to any type of affiliate program, you need to be very clear on how your partners are actually going to get paid, because a lot of times they don't realize that they have to use that referral link, right, in order to track back to them. So very important that they understand that. How to pay your referral partners for their commissions that they've earned, and then looking at the defaults that you can set up for referral partners. Now you have to realize referral partners can be very simple or very complex. It depends on the business. And a couple of my clients had just some very simple referral partner systems. Others that had an actual sales team was very complex. It was multi-tiered. It was very, very complex. But the beauty of Infusionsoft is you can do either or. So for most of you, you may work for just somebody who has an online business who does not have a staff of salespeople. Obviously, that is an easier system to work with than somebody who has a true sales force that they're actually using the system to track sales. Okay. Most of the times it's usually just for affiliates, which they do commissions maybe once a month or more. If you have a salesperson or a sales team, that's their business, that's their livelihood. Their job is to sell. So obviously it's going to be a higher volume for that business than affiliates, just regular old affiliates. All right, so this course is, I believe it's 6 weeks, could be off, might be 7. But my point is that we will be meeting here same time, same channel. You'll want to make sure that you add this to your calendar so you get a reminder, because GoToWebinar isn't always timely. Sometimes it comes after the class has started. There is a training schedule on the schedule page, which you would have received in the autoresponder sequence that you received after your purchase. All recordings and resources will be in the library, which was also included in that email. And you'll want to click on that to get access, and there's a password for you as well. So you want to download all your homework, not your homework, excuse me, all your resources, including the recordings and any documents that will be added. And since this is the first time I've taught this class, I will be adding the documents as I go. So we'll let you know when those are ready for you. We do have a private Facebook group, so if you would like to be added to that, that Facebook group is for people who have taken both the basics and the advanced, so it's just one big Infusionsoft group. If you'd like to have access to that, make sure you reach out to us, and we'll also make sure that we add that to the library page, so you'll be able to just request access directly. There is the logins for the practice sandbox for Infusionsoft, so you actually have your hands-on time. That is located in the library as well, towards the bottom. The only thing I'll say is sometimes it'll ask for you to reset passwords. Please don't reset the password. Just let us know so we can reset it and make a note in our systems, because we use this for several different things. And then any issues or questions, you can also post in the private Facebook group, but you can also send us an email at help@techiementor.com. So as you all know, this is my last live class. I will not be doing any more live boot camps of this nature. Everything is going to be going more towards self-study, so you will have the ability to learn at your convenience and still have access to me as well. So just a big thank you for coming. So let's dive in and talk about referral partners. So you may hear me say referral partners, you may hear me say affiliates, same thing. It's just a different term that is used in Infusionsoft. But basically, as I mentioned earlier, referral partners can just be a very simple one-tiered program, which you pay your affiliates, 15% of any sales that they produce. Or if you have a team of salespeople, obviously it's going to be a much more structured program, and you're going to have a specific a program for that sales team, right? And then you're going to have lots of different people representing your company as a salesperson. And so that's where that whole company feature of Infusionsoft is real important, because a lot of people will do business with a business versus business with a specific person, right? So let's talk about referral partners real quick. Basically, it defines a commission structure for your specific group of partners. And that can be, again, just, raving fans, that they go out and they promote your business for you. And, I have an affiliate program, and I always recommend, if anybody wants to promote anything that I do or refer people, that they sign up for the affiliate program. Might as well get paid. It may not be a lot, but still it's something. And that's basically how it works here. There are some big marketers out there in the business that, they charge a lot for programs, but they also pay a lot to their affiliates. So it's all relevant as to the prices that you charge, what percentage you pay your affiliates. And yes, there are some standards in the market, but it's kind of your choice because it's your business. So if a client comes to you and says, okay, Heather, excuse me, what should I be charging, for my affiliates? That's really something that they need to decide. And it also has to do with the overall price of the product or service that they're selling. So I have seen it anywhere from 15% to 50%. Some people go, wow, 50%. Well, if you're selling a large tier program that it's expensive, you're obviously going to have a lot more people promoting you if you're paying them, $1,000 or $2,000, right? So you need to make the decision on how you want to promote. And I'm saying you could be yourself or you could be your clients, okay? So a couple things you need to think about, okay? How is a partner paid? And are they paid for a lead or a sale or both? So what's the difference between a lead? A lead is someone who just clicks on a link, right? They didn't purchase anything. So that would be a prospect. Sometimes people pay for leads. Obviously, the majority of people pay for sales. It also depends on the type of business you're in. And you can also pay for one or the other or both. So you could just pay for leads and not sales, or you could pay for just sales and not leads, or you could pay for leads and sales, okay, just to make it confusing for you. So my point to you is this is the kind of stuff that you have to ask your clients, right? If they come to you and go, hey, you know what, Terry, I want to set up a referral partner in Infusionsoft. Well, these are the kind of things that you need to know. So just like setting up anything, you should have a questionnaire, which I'm going to create one for you that you can download that will ask the questions that you need to ask in order to set up the referral program. And if the referral program is already done and you just need to add partners, that's different. But this is setting it up from the get-go, okay? When do they get credited for the sale, right? So it's after the sale is complete? Is there a waiting time to make sure that the person doesn't ask for a refund? What's that waiting period look like? And it's usually good to have a waiting period, especially if you have a money back guarantee and you have a time frame, because you don't want to pay your affiliate for a sale that ends up being refunded, right? Then you're out whatever that affiliate commission is. So you have to make sure that your affiliates understand when they're paid, how they're paid. Again, how much commission do they get paid? As I mentioned, it could be 15, 10, 25, 30, 35, up to 50%, and even more. And also, are they being paid commission on lead and sale or one or the other? How many cycles do they get paid on subscription programs? So if they sell a membership or a subscription program for you, do they get paid every time the customer pays, or do they only get paid a certain number of times? In other words, they only get 3 cycles, which means they only get 3 commissions, right? Some people don't pay on subscription programs, and that's fine too. And which program takes precedence if there's more than one? So as I mentioned at the beginning, it can be very complex or very simple. The complex ones have a lot more bells and whistles, which means they may have several programs that your affiliates can be in. And what if they sell 2 of the same things in different programs? Which one takes precedence? In other words, which one are they going to pay? Right? Which one has a higher percentage? So we're going to look at that. So see, these are some of the things you need to know when it comes to setting up your referral partners in, excuse me, in Infusionsoft. So have a plan. And that plan needs to be, your clients. Will you offer a fixed dollar commission or a percentage of sales? So these are some more questions, right? Is it a percentage or is it a fixed dollar amount? And it can be either. Will you offer multi-level commission structures? Okay, so if you want to make it more complex, is there multiple levels? How will you pay your affiliates? When will you pay your affiliates? Do you already have a list of partners that you want to add manually to your system? Where will they come from? Will they come from a web form? Will they come from being added manually? Now, the web form is the easiest thing to do. So you could actually put a web form link on your website that says you want to be an affiliate. Click here and pull up a web form. And the beauty about having a web form is then you can assign actions and sequences to the web form, and they will automatically be triggered when that person signs up to become a referral partner. If you add them manually, then those sequences and actions are not kicked off. You have to actually add the person manually to those items to get them to work, which means if you forget, then they're not going to get into that sequence and have all the information they need to be a referral partner. What are the names of your products or services? So you have to know what your products and services are in order to set up your referral plans. Now you can do one for everything, or you can do what are called overrides. So you can always print a list from e-commerce products for reference. So just some quick tips. Commissions are calculated based on the price of the product or service purchased. That's obvious, right? So if you say 25% or $25, if it's going to be a percentage, that's obviously going to be calculated based on the price. Excuse me. I took a lot of Benadryl today, so I'm a little fuzzy and I keep yawning. It has nothing to do with you. It's just my allergies are killing me today. When you pay commissions, you also need to know it doesn't include additional fees such as shipping or taxes. So it's not actually calculating the commission based on additional fees. It's just the base price of the product or service, right? So if the product or service is $45, but then there's additional fees for taxes and shipping, the commission will be paid off the $45, not the total. So beware of that as well. Okay, so we're going to jump over and we're going to start. The first thing you want to do when you're setting up a referral partner program in Infusionsoft, or really any program, is you need to have an idea of what you're going to be paying your commissions on. As I said, you can pay commissions on everything, or you can pay commissions on specific things. Now, the beauty of this is you can have one overarching, what we call a default commission structure, which says, okay, anytime somebody sells something, they get paid 25%. You can also do what's called an override, which means if you have a special program or product or service that you're going to pay more on, you could create what's called an override on that specific product or service or even subscription. So make sure you holler if you have any questions. Oops, almost going to log me out here. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so you can see. Can everybody see my screen okay? Can you let me know yes, no, maybe so? And I need to make sure you can see the left side of it. Excuse me, I'll take a drink. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. So you can see, okay, good. Thank you, thank you. All right, so here we go. You can go under referral partners, which is under, I have it under my nav, but you also have it under CRM. Okay, which will take you here. Now, with referral partners, you have some options. You can view your referral partners, you can do your tracking links, your promotional resources, but the first thing you need to do is create your commission program. You have to figure out what your commissions are going to be before you can start adding people to it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is come in here and go into a commission program. Now you can see I have two. There's this standard commission program that's here by default, so you can always click on one and you can come in here and make changes to this if you want. So I could just actually go in and make changes by clicking on edit here and changing this information. But what I want to do is show you how to create one from scratch. So it's pretty simple. I click on add commission. And then remember, this is the type of information you're going to need from your client. Name, pretty simple. So you want it to be descriptive for what the program is. So if this is the default program, if this is a specific one for a specific product or service, if this is one for your sales team, I mean, there's so many different ways to slice and dice this, but my point to you is make sure that it's clear in the name, because remember, these can be very simple, very complex. So for instance, I can say this is my, if I can spell, right, I can just say default, and then I can say this is the default commission program, right? And then here's now here's how priority works, and this is really irrelevant. If you have multiple versions or multiple levels of your referral partner program and you have somebody who's in multiple levels, which level takes precedence? Because it's going to look at that percentage to pay the commission. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, and for those of you who are listening, if that doesn't make sense, make sure you let me know. You can send me an email, help@techiementor, or you can post in the Facebook group. So remember, priority is only relevant if you have multiple levels for your referral partner program. If you don't, it doesn't matter what number you stick here. What it means is if Heather signs up for 4 or 5 of my referral partner programs and she's actually done sales in all of those, which ones takes priority as far as percentage? And the higher the number, or the lower the number, excuse me, for priority, that is the one that's going to take precedence. So if she has 5 different ones that she's working in, and let's say, I have them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So she has 5 different programs she's enrolled in. She's done sales in all of them. Which one takes precedence? It would be the one with the lowest number, so 1. Okay. Again, irrelevant unless you have multiple. So just for fun here, I'll put 5 in there and I'll hit save. Okay, and now it brings you to this referral partner commission page. So once again, this information up here can be changed at any time. And remember, if that doesn't make sense, let me know. And what I have to say to you is I really only had one client that had a really complex referral partner program. Most of them maybe have 1 or 2. Again, depends on the business, right? So you want to just keep an open mind when someone goes, hey, Sylvie, I want you to set up my referral partner program. It could just be 1 or it could be several. It depends on the company. And by the way, you can always go back and add more. Okay, so with that in mind, here's the default commission. So these are the default commissions will be paid for products and plans that do not have an override. Remember, an override could be a one-off. So right here, I have nothing, right? I have no levels, nothing. I can just hit edit, okay? And then here's my option, right? The name, the description, and then how do I pay it? Do I pay upfront, full, and I can't talk, upfront credit in full or credit on customer payment? So what's the difference? It means when they actually sell it, do you just go ahead and pay them upfront? Or do you wait until the customer has made the full payment? And so that's your option. Most people do it credit on customer payment. Depends on your business, okay? And then you have your levels here. So you have leads, level 1 and level 2. Now remember, leads are just leads. That means somebody's clicked on a link or were added to your list, to your client's list, okay? And so if you're going to pay for leads, remember you can pay for 1 or both. I'm not trying to confuse you. And you can have different levels. And here's the difference in the levels, okay? So level 1 means that you sold the product or service, right? So I'm going to use Heather. Heather, you and I will do this. So let's say that I actually sold something for this Techie Mentor default commission referral partner program, right? And so level 1 would be the percentage that I would get for that sale. Level 2 means I actually referred Heather, and Heather bought something. I actually get paid on referrals too. That's not a lead, that's a referral. So if Heather purchases something and I had referred Heather, then Heather gets a commission, but I actually get a commission too. Does that make sense to everybody? So that would be a level 2. It's level 1 and level 2. And some people only pay level 1. Do you want to pay level 2? Up to you. Level 2 is only paid when somebody refers another party and that party purchases something. And that purchaser may also get a fee if they set up as a referral partner, but you will get a level 2 commission, which is usually less than that. So if I'm only going to pay on sales, then I would leave the lead alone. Now, difference is, do you pay a flat rate or a percentage? Right? Notice what that for is. And then, do you have a sale? So if I am going to pay a percentage, I'm going to put my percentage in here. So I'll just say 25%. So that means when I sell something, I will get 25% commission once the customer has paid. You see how this ties into this? Very important. So payout type ties to your commission as well. When do you get paid? And if I'm going to do a level 2, maybe it's a less number. Okay. If you do leads, you would put that in, and then I hit save. Okay, so now it says, I can't define the product because the product is any product or service. Okay, the price is not applicable because every product has its own price or service has its own price, but it will pay out 25% of the level 1 sale and 15% of the level 2, and the payment type is on payment. Now, cycles was irrelevant because we weren't talking about that yet, but we will. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, notice I can only have 1. You can only have 1 default. If I want to change it, I hit edit and go from there. So if I wanted to go back and add a percentage for leads, I could do so. Okay, holler if you have any questions. You're good, Linda. Thank you. All right, so let's talk product commission and subscription plan commission. So these two options down here at the bottom, these are what are called overrides. So right now I pay 25% on all my sales or 15% for that level 2. But if there's a specific product or subscription that I'm going to pay either a lower rate or a higher rate, that would be my override. And this would be my product. Okay. So for instance, let's say that I'm going to pay a different price for maybe my boot camps. So where it says product name here, if you start typing, and you have to know, this is where you need to know your name. There we go. Oh, I just typed boot camp. So let's say for my WordPress services boot camp, I want to create an override. In other words, I don't want to pay the 25% level 1 and level 2, 15%. I want to do something different. So I'm creating an override. So I hit create override. Same thing. I can choose and I can change. So for this one, maybe I will pay a percentage for a lead, right? And for a sale, maybe it's 50%. Okay. And save. Okay, so now can you see the difference? So for everything other than the WordPress Services Bootcamp, which is $249, I'm going to pay a lead of 10% and for a sale of 50, and for a lead level 2 of 5 and a sale for 25%. And then obviously edit would let me change that. Okay, so that would be for WordPress. I'm trying to think of what my product, I was going to print this up, but I forgot. Okay, so there's a sandbox, there's a membership program. So this would be a subscription, right? So I can hit create override, same thing. Now this one has a different option, pay commissions for. This is the one where I said, if somebody buys a membership program, how long do you pay them a commission for? Every month? If you leave it at 0, it means every time the person pays their monthly subscription, you pay a commission on that. And that's fine if that's the way your business is set up. But if you only want to pay them for a specific period of time, if I only pay them for 3 cycles, that means for only the first 3 times this person pays their membership program, well, I actually send, or membership fee, I should say, I will pay an affiliate commission. If I leave it at 0, it's 0. Okay. And so for this, I could say, okay, for a sale, I pay 10%, and for level 2, I pay 5. See, there you go. So $19.99, I pay 10% or 5% for only 3 cycles. And then obviously I need to save that. So can you see there's so many different ways you can slice and dice one of your commission programs? A lot of times clients just have one, and all they do is have this default commissions. They don't do overrides. Okay, but if they come to you and say, okay, well, this one I'd like to pay a different price on, then you know how to do it. Whether it's the difference between product and subscription is the subscription obviously is something that you pay over and over again. A product would just be, or service would just be that one-time payment, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, well, I'm going to back out here to commission programs, and here they all are. Okay, and the ID is the ID that's assigned, but if you also look, you have your priority over here. So this, don't confuse your ID with your priority. They're two different things. Your ID is the number, okay, everyone has its own specific number, and then the priority is which one? The 1001, I could go in here and change that if I wanted to. If I just want to use this one, I could make this like 2, right? There you go. So this is my standard commission. So my point is you don't even have to create a commission program. You can basically use anyone that's here. Excuse me. And then obviously you have your actions menu. You can delete, export, and whatnot. Okay. Okay, so all we did was create our commission programs. Okay, we created the default program, which is the overarching one. That's kind of your umbrella plan. And then we created overrides for ones that are one-off, that don't pay the same either price, or they don't pay, maybe they pay a percentage or a flat rate, and it's different than the default. So remember, your overrides are always going to be different than your default program, and that's the only reason you need them. Some people don't ever use the overrides. They only stick with the default. Okay, so any questions before I run over to adding referral partners? And I'm going to mute myself for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, darn allergies. Okay, let's move on. So we're going to add referral partners. Now, there's a couple things we want to talk through here. You can either add referral partners. And so these are the people that are going to be selling as affiliates, right? So these are your true partners. First, you have to set up the commission plan, which we did. Now we need to go in and set up the partners. And you can either add them manually or you can add them via a web form. You know, the web form that you could put on your website or any website. Could be on a sales page, could be on an opt-in page, whatever. The web form is the best method because what it does is it will include your actions. So in other words, it will trigger any actions or sequences that you have assigned to your affiliate program. And we're going to look at actions and sequences later in this program. But that way you can make sure that they get the right tag and they get the right broadcast message and they get their login information. All that kind of stuff is what's usually attached to the web form. And we'll come back, like I said, and look at this as we start looking at those actions. Manually, it's not going to trigger any actions, and they have to already have a contact record, which means they have to be in your database. They have to have already been added as a contact. The beauty of doing it as a web form, if they're brand new and they sign up at the same time, maybe they purchase something, it will create the contact record and make them a referral partner. Okay? So 2 ways to do it, web form or manually. Okay? So let's just bounce back over here. And well, let's add it this way. We'll do it this way. So I can go under referral partners and I can click add. Okay. And pretty simple. But remember, here's the key is they have to already be in the database. So the first thing you can do is find them in the contact names, right? So I can scroll through here and find, let's just do Katie. So let me grab Katie. Okay. So this is the contact record that this referral partner is attached to. Does that make sense? So this is why you have to have a contact record already. So this person is really Katie Davis. So the name, this is the name of the referral partner. The code, now this is important. This is the code. This is also their login. Because the nice thing about being a referral partner is you can actually log into Infusionsoft and see how much commission you have coming to you, what you've been sold. So you can actually get a report of what's going on using your own tracking link. Again, it's a great thing for a sales team because they can look at their own sales for each month. All right, so the code would be their login. So I could just say K Davis. It has to start with a letter, no spaces. And then you can assign them a password and they can always change this. So I'm just going to make it K Davis as well. Okay, the parent name. Okay, now the parent name obviously is who I'm logged in as. So that means it is attached to me. And that has to do again with referrals. So if you're logged into the system, it's going to want to attach that to you, and that's fine. That's just the way it kind of hierarchy, if you will. It has nothing to do with the paying out of commissions. It's just basically saying this referral partner is associated with me and I'm logged in as me. That's why my name is here. What status, active or inactive, pretty simple. And then notify on lead and notify on sale means it will send them an email to let them know that they've got a new lead and they've got a new sale. So they have money coming. And then how long do you want to track leads? Now, this is important. If you want them to always be able to track leads, in other words, you always want their information to come back through their tracking link so you know when to pay them, leave it as 0. If you're maybe only going to do a specific referral partner program for a number of days. So let's say that, I'm doing a special for 45 days. I only want to track Sylvie's actions in 45 days. I would add 45 days, which after that, it's not going to track her link anymore. Okay. So you may have people that sign up for a specific purpose to participate in a specific event, participate in anything specifically for your referral partners. That's when you would want to put the number here. So you'd have to know how long. So let's say we're going to launch in 60 days. So after 60 days, this program is no longer relevant. So I don't want to track that link anymore. Otherwise, leave it as 0. Does that make sense? And in all instances, you're not sure, leave it as 0. Because you can always go back and change it. And then save. Okay, so now it takes me to their information. So you can see here. Here's all their information. I have some additional things. I have commission, sales template, ads. I mean, I can do additional things here. I can choose what program they're on. Now, commission program is commission, but I can do standard, I can do boot camp, I can do techie mentor, and I can hit add. So this puts them on that specific commission program. So you can have several different commission programs, and each person can be on all of them, or they can just be on a specific. So you can see that this can get very complex very quickly. Heather. So someone signs up to be a referral partner. You get a notice, and then you have to manually go in and do all this, and that is what sends their info for their dashboard. It depends. if you have a web form, you can set up the sequences that will kick it off automatically. If you add them manually, then you're going to have to add them to the sequence to make sure they get the emails and their login and all that information. Does that make sense? So obviously the benefit is to do a web form because it's going to automate it for you. Otherwise, you're going to have to go back and add this person to that sequence to make sure that it kicks off and they get their login details, they get their promotional information or whatever you're trying to send them. Okay, so you can see that I can actually add, right, more than one. And the priority, remember this is where the priority comes into play, right? I can save that. Okay, and then down here at the bottom is exactly what I have. Okay, I have my default commissions, I have my product commissions, and I have my subscription. Now, all of this right here comes from my Techie Mentor default. Remember, I did one for product, I did one, so these are the overrides. So all of this is what this person is part of. Okay, I can choose a different override if I want by clicking here. And I can also set up any task and all that kind of stuff, right? Remember, this is part of their overall contact record, right? And obviously you're going to want to save. Okay, now over here we can obviously view the ledger. Now if they had some commissions coming to them, you would click view ledger. Now obviously since we don't have the payment gateway hooked up, you're not going to see this, but otherwise you would click here. You can also create a sales template. So this would be something that you would allow them to have for selling whatever product and service. So you could actually click create template, and then you would basically go through here and create the template, right? So you can edit it. So this is basically, so I could just do something really quickly. So we'll say boot camp template, right? And then down here I would do, I can't spell. So this would be all the boot camp information. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. But you can see, right, that I have the ability to put in my logo if I want, insert an image. Oops. Let's see, I'll put that in there. I could do my appearance. Any other thing I want to do, insert. So there's my lovely little logo, but I'll take it out. You get the idea, right? So I would go in here and make all those changes. So this would be a sales template that they could use to promote your product or service. And save. Okay, same thing with an ad. You could also do an ad. Okay, and you can choose the type of ad. It would be email, fax, voice, or email. Mail would obviously be mail. And then you could actually choose a date for that as well. So all of this is for this specific person. This isn't overall. This isn't promotional resources. This could be for specific people. So you have to think outside the box here. If you have a sales team, maybe your sales team is, part of your sales team is going to be doing a special on a product or service. You could create sales templates and ads for just those team members. Okay. Let me save this. Now, when I click on, notice I have a login feature right down here. So when I'm actually in a referral partner, I could actually click on login, and this is the screen that they actually go to. So this is what your referral partners see when they get an email that says, hey, congratulations, welcome to our referral partner program. It provides them a link as well as a username and password, and this is where they log into. So they log in just like you do when you log into the sandbox for Infusionsoft. You log in here to be able to get your information. So you can see, welcome Katie Davis, it's the Referral Partner Center, and all of this stuff over here I have link generator. So this is where I generate a link that I'm going to send the people that I want to sign up for this product or program, right? So here's my link right here. Okay, this is the link that I embed in any of my items, and this tells you right up here. My referral partners, my ads, remember you can create an ad. I didn't actually create an ad. And then you can generate a link down here. Who is driving traffic? Where are you driving traffic to? And which ad? So I don't have an ad, but notice I could generate a specific link for an ad. So this one right here is the overall tracking link, but you can create an ad that would give you an additional tracking link. The difference between the two is an ad only has a deadline date. It expires after a period of time, okay? So they can come through here and click on email templates, which would be resources, which we haven't done yet. You've got banners, you've got resource pages, okay? And then here's the information that they come in to look. They can look at their ledger, okay, which gives them a ledger. You can look at a specific date and time. You can see commissions, payments. I can create a payment. And this kind of gives you your summary information down here. So I could click on create payment. Now, obviously, this isn't going to work, but if you need to manually pay one of your referral partners, you can come in here and you can actually pay. Okay. Now, I don't recommend that you do that. I don't think it's even hooked up, but that's what you could do there. Okay. Now, I'm obviously an administrator, so I see different things than, let's just say, Katie would, but you get the idea. Commissions generated, so this would give them the ability to run some reports. The statistics on their link tracking, any products that they've sold, and then any subscription signups, because remember, there is a subscription. So you can see that this is what the login screen looks like, okay? And you can log in from here. So I'm going to save that and go back to my referral partners. Oops. Okay, so we're adding the viewing referral partners, allow you to see the ones that you have. And let me see here real quick. Let's go into my brain. Like I said, I have fuzzy brain today. Let me just go to my nav here real quick. Oh, I don't want to send a broadcast. And no, I don't want to do that. Let's go under marketing. Okay, let's do a web form. I'm just going to do a quick web form. I don't want to do a campaign, which you could do. I just want to show you how to do a quick web form, because remember, web form is the better way to actually get people to sign up for as a referral partner than doing it manually, but I wanted to show you the manual way. So I'm going to go over here and add a web form. Obviously, you want to be descriptive. Boy, I'm having a hard time spelling. Okay, and then I can create the form. Okay, so I'm just going to do a very simple, but you could actually, I can go in and edit the web form. And I could actually make a very elaborate web form that would say, okay, here's what I want to do. So I could go in here. Let's just put an image. Oops. Oh, snippet, sorry. Put my image in here. Right, insert, so on and so forth. I could put in a title. Partner program, so on and so forth, right? And then what kind of information that I need. So field snippets, I could go in here and see, obviously, name and email. I might need other information. I can also put in here the partner one, okay? So you can see there's a whole bunch of partner stuff, but this is stuff you have to answer. So is it a referral partner? What programs? You can choose all this stuff. Partner notifications and save. So this is all their information, okay? And then obviously I can save it and close it. Okay, and then here's my actions. Now we're going to go into actions next week, but this is where I could add actions. So I could add or apply a tag, right? And I could actually create, I don't even know if there's one in here for a referral partner. So I could create a new tag. I cannot spell partner for some reason. Okay, so I could say, okay, apply this tag. Right, so you get the idea. So this is where, Heather, you would come in and say, okay, I want to send out a follow-up sequence, and then you do your sequence here, right? You could also do an email confirmation and so on and so forth. And then your thank you page, where do they go? And then you could publish it and actually grab the JavaScript and just put that right on your website. Does that make sense? So this is the better way to do it, by creating a web form, right? And then you could obviously test it to see what it looks like. Okay, so that would set up your referral partner. Wanted to show you that as well. Okay, let's go back to my referral partners here. Any questions so far? this all sitting well with everybody? You guys getting this? Just want to make sure I'm explaining everything all right, since like I said, I have the fuzzy brain today. Okay, thank you, Linda. Good. All right, let's bounce back over to my PowerPoint. So we went through the tips on adding referral partners. You can do it manually or via web form. Web form is really the best method, but you can do it manually. If you're going to do it manually, you have to make sure they have a contact record. If not, you have to create the contact record first, then you can go in and add them as a referral partner. If you do it on the web form, which you can do yourself, you could just pull the web form up and do it. It will automatically create the contact record and then also kick off the actions or sequences that are part of that. Okay. All right, let's talk resources and tracking links. So promotional resources are things like banners, emails, and ads that you create as the person who is asking your referral partners to promote you. You give them all the resources that they need. So if you've ever been in any kind of promotional program, you usually are provided with emails that you need to send to your list and kind of the sequence that they go out. You're also probably given banners, whether they're ad banners, whether they're full page banners to either put on a promotional website, to add to your website. These are all driven by the owner, if you will, the person doing the sale, right? And this is what's given to your referral partners just to help them easily promote your product. They also get their own unique tracking link. So going back over to my referral partners, I can jump over to promotional resources. And you can add a promotional resource. You can add an email, a page, or a banner. So for instance, I could go in and do an email. And here's where I can create an email template for my partners, right? So I could call this Bootcamp Super Sale, right? And then obviously notes relevant to this. Oops. Okay. And then resource order is the same thing, having to do with priority. The lower the number, the higher the priority. Must have a valid URL, okay? So I can put in a valid URL. So maybe this is probably most likely going to be any kind of sales page that you have for that specific item. And then here's where you can create your template, okay? So I can go in here and I can do all the things that I normally can do. I can add my image. I can do all of that kind of stuff. And then preview. This is the and just for time's sake, I'm not actually going to do this, but you're certainly welcome when you come in here to create your very own. You can put your fields in here, all that kind of stuff. And then you decide what program this goes with. So this goes with that bootcamp program. And I save it. So it's been created successfully. Okay, so here's what the preview looks like. It's not very pretty, but you get the idea. So when you're doing a referral program for somebody, these are the kind of things that you're going to have to plan out. You're going to have to determine, well, what kind of promotional resources are we going to provide? Are we going to give them ads and banners and email templates and all that kind of stuff? That way, all they have to do is grab this information and send it out to their list and promote it to their people for you, which is what affiliates do. Okay, jumping back over to promotional resources. So there's my email, and you can add multiples, right? So I could go back and add another email, a page. Okay, this is a resource web page for your referrals. These can contain tips, hints, or other information. An example, a getting started guide, a guide to effective marketing. A web page is really good, especially to explain to people how they're being paid, how the tracking link works, that type of stuff. I mean, you may be sending that in an email, but a lot of times it's very helpful to also put it in a specific resource. So think of a web page as almost like a resource page to give information, about the sale, maybe if the sale is going on for a specific amount of time, what are the dates, when should they be sending out information, where should they go for questions, when do they get paid, where can they find their tracking link? I mean, a very simple kind of a resource place where they can go, show them how to log in, all this. I've seen some clients that are do a very simple, web page. I've seen others that go above and beyond, and it also depends on what you're promoting, right? Sometimes they'll put videos together to show them how to get to where they need to go, so on and so forth. So my point to you is when you're working in here, realize this can be very simple or very complex. That's pretty much how everything works in Infusionsoft these days. But just realize this can be very simple or very complex. So just to show you very quickly, I'm just going to call this resource page boot camp. And then here's your notes. Right? Order's the same thing. Again, must have a valid URL. Okay. Page width, and then here's the page. Okay. So I can oops, can't spell. Products and services as a referral partner, right? And then I could go down here and say, okay, tracking links, right? Then I could have a section on resources, and then I could have a section on support, right? Just to kind of help them understand where they need to go to get what they need. So then I could go in here and have a section on tracking links, right? So on and so forth. And then what program is this for? If it's a specific program, it can be for all of them. And there it is. Okay, so you can see here's what it looks like. Again, I'm keeping mine simple, but you could certainly do more than this if you wanted. So now I have a page, I have an email, and the last one would be a banner. Now this is for graphic banners. So once again, you'd have to have your title. I'm just using the same thing. Usually the URL to the banner would be something that you would like load in your media library, right? So it's a URL where they would be able to download the banner. So this isn't creating the banner. This is a URL to grab the banner. Now, just because I'm just going to put but then you would have the link to that and this. So you could have multiple resources under promotional. So I only did one banner, one page, one email. But if you have several different banner ads, several different sizes and colors and things, you could have several banners, you could have several pages, and you could have several emails. Okay. This is basically to help them promote your products and service. The more you do for them here, the easier it is for them to promote for you. They don't have to sit down and think, well, what am I supposed to say? Right? So by adding promotional resources is a great way to really get your referral partners on board and gives it simple tasks for them to do to promote your products and services. Because remember, they're helping you, but you're also helping them. All right, any questions on promotional resources? So banners, emails, and ads, you can have multiples of all of those. Again, the benefit is making it simple for your army, if you will, to promote your products and services. Now, each referral partner has their own unique tracking link, which we looked at. You can also create specific links as well. So remember, each program can have its own specific link. Think about this. If you have a default commission program, maybe it goes to maybe it goes to your website. Anything on that website is available and it will be tracked if they sell any products. But what if you have a specific sale that's going on that drives them to a specific sales page? So you can create above and beyond just their regular old default commission program. You can create one for a specific commission program. So for instance, I can go in here and say this one is for my WordPress bootcamp sale. Okay, and then here's the website. So this is it. So realize when you do an additional tracking link, it's because it's not going to the main link that you have set up, you have additionals. And these are added a lot of times when people have sales and specific promotions that they want people to promote. Remember, they can always promote all your products and services, but if you have special sales or products and services, this is what the tracking links are for. You would create an additional tracking link for them to be able to grab. So let's say, oops, that's good. And then referral partner. Now with this, I can actually assign it to a specific person if I want, which I like. So I could actually assign this to Katie. So Katie's going to get a specific link for this. And then I can choose the program and I can save it. Okay, so it says here, assigning a redirect to a referral partner overrides programs. It will show up for that referral partner only. So this is going to show up for Katie, and Katie's going to be allowed to use this above and beyond. So it's an override that also gives her a specific link. Okay, because remember, if I look at my, I'll log in as Katie, and now notice I have two different links. Do you see that? Because I created a specific link for her, I went in and said, okay, the Techie Minter, this is your link for Techie Minter. This is your link for stuff. Notice the difference. This one has the word Techie Minter and this one has WP Sale. This is how I can tell which one she's getting paid for, right? And which one she's promoting. Okay, you can also do one down here. I don't think I have any. No, I would have to put an ad down here. But you get the idea, right? So now I could go in, if I look at myself, and I look at my links. Notice I only have one link. Okay. Does that make sense? So if you want to assign specific links for specific things to specific referral partners, you can create those links on the fly. Remember, this is where they're going to want to go to grab their link to use to promote you. This is the link. They don't want to just use Techie Minter because that's not going to provide any additional information for us to know that they need to be paid for this. They need to make sure that they grab their tracking link. Okay, so I could again go back in here and I could create an additional one for an additional person. Remember, if I click on this, I can also change this. I can change it to me, so on and so forth. Okay. Wow, got through that faster than I thought. Oh, I did want to show you one other thing real quick. Sorry, kind of jump forward. Okay, so your referral partners are under your CRM. Okay, puts it on your menu so you can view your referral partners. You can add, you can create those referral tracking links, your promotional resources, and your commissions. If you want people to be able to log in, if you view your referral partners, you basically can click log in here, and this will give them everything that they need to know. So they can see their products sold, they can see their ledger, their commissions. Once again, if they had commissions to be paid, this is where you would actually pay them. Now, we can't obviously pay them because we don't, the system isn't working with the links, or not the links, the payment generator. So this will at least give you the idea of where you want to pay them. Here's the biggest thing is you need to have some kind of a system in place that says you pay them on specific, every 30 days, every 45 days, after they reach a specific threshold. I mean, like for our affiliate program, we only pay you when you get to $50, right? And then once you hit 50, we pay you out. So you could have a threshold as well as to when people get paid. So my advice to you is really get in here and play around. Feel free to create as many as you want. Okay. Practice with that web form. Make sure that that works for you. So here's your homework. You're going to create a referral partner program and create an override. So you're kind of going to backtrack what we did here. Add yourself as a referral partner. You can also add, if you want to do a web form, by all means do a web form. I just didn't actually paste that on my website, but you could certainly do that. Practice adding those promotional resources and tracking links, and then log in as yourself. And what I mean by that is when you come to this page right here, referral partners, you can just click login to log in and have a look around to see what you have. Now, remember, if this is me and I go to link generator, this is where I want to get my links. This person obviously isn't in. Let's go to me. I want to grab my link for whatever. So the importance is if you have to make sure you're communicating with your referral partners when there's new links for them to promote. You have to tell them what you got to log in and go grab your link, especially if you have an army of them, because you don't want to have to worry about sending them out individually. Okay. So today was just about setting up that referral partner program. So setting up the commission programs, all the different ones that you can do, including overrides, and you can override for products or services or by subscription. Adding, updating, and viewing your actual partners, the promotional resources, tracking links. We talked about payment, and then, oh, that's what I forgot. See, I knew I forgot something. Want to show you the defaults. So for instance, if I go under settings here, remember, I'm actually in the CRM piece. And as I scroll down here, you can see your referral partner default. So this is the default information. You can actually create a referral partner code prefix. So everybody who is a referral partner has a specific code. So you could do like RP. Okay. Skip notifications on orders and web forms. You can say that. This is the default. So this is where you change your default. How to choose referral partner, last referring or first referral method. Do you want to look for cookies and history in cookies? Cookies is the default. Do you want a specific IP address? So in other words, if you can't find a cookie, would you want to look for an IP address? You could say yes. Okay. Do you have a custom referral link? I leave it blank. This is in new script information. Okay, so obviously this is code. I wouldn't change that. And then how often do you pay out? Okay. Please select a referral partner levels, 1, 2, or 3. Remember, you can have multiple levels. Okay. How are you paying out? Are you paying out by lead and for sale? What type of percent? Are you doing amount in percent? So my point is if you want these options to appear, if you know you're never going to pay out on a lead, then you could just remove that and it won't show up as an option when you set up referral partners. If you know you're not going to do a specific amount, you could turn that off. And then pay if unused is something you'll probably never need. But basically what that is if you have a very large sales team and you have multiple levels, if it basically helps you determine which level you're going to pay and for how much. Okay. And then you could save your changes. And then here's your referral partner center. Okay, in order for your partners to log in, do you want to show their profile? Do you want to show their programs? Do you want to show their commission structure? And this is what it looks like. Welcome to, you can edit this page. So when I clicked on that login button and it took me to that screen, this is what this says. So just some changes that you can make there. Okay. Now, what questions do you have? Excuse me. As always, you need help, you can post in the private Facebook group or you can send us an email at help@techiementor.com. Be happy to answer any questions that you have. So did you find today helpful? Now do you have a little more knowledge around how to set up a referral partner program or how to view referral partners? You do. Oh, good, Linda. Thank you. Yeah, and this will be out within 24 hours. And we will come back around and we'll also look at referral partners again when we're setting up those sequences and actions. Heather, yes, I have been an affiliate and recognized the back, but didn't know how people loaded it. Good. Excuse me. All right, remember your login is at the bottom of the library, so feel free to jump in to Infusionsoft and give this a try. This is a great feature to know because there are a lot of people who may not set it up to begin with when they start working in Infusionsoft, but when it comes time to actually, start having a list of fans that start promoting, great thing to be able to add for them. You're welcome. All right, well then I will let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you next week for our next module. And as always, if you have any questions or need any help, please feel free to stop by Facebook or send us an email at help@techiementor.com. Thank you, Terry. See you guys next week. Bye.